Do you ever get angry with your children? Well, if so, you're not alone. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to another episode of Set Up for Success. Today we're going to be talking about anger and how easy it is to get angry as parents. You know, children seem to be hot-wired to know what buttons to press in their parents to wind them up, to get them angry. And it's important for us as parents to always be one step ahead of their game. If we know that their whining is going to get us to a point of anger, then we need to know what it is that they're whining about and deal with it, or speak to them. Mummy doesn't like when you whine, deal with it. Cut it out straight away. Sometimes it's our children's behavior. We'll go somewhere and then they decide to act up. Again, we need to be one step ahead of them at all times and let them know, when we go out, this is how I want you to behave. This is what I want you to do. If you don't, then it may be a result of taking away a particular game, letting them not be able to do a particular thing, so that they know you're serious. This is the behavior you expect. Our children know what buttons to press, so therefore we have to exercise self-control at all times to ensure that we are not lashing out, so that we are not making them feel scared or uncomfortable around us. Because it's unfair for children to be growing up in a household where there's someone with such extreme anger that the children are having to walk on eggshells, tippy-toe around them because they're afraid of the backlash that may come as a result of them asking a question, them being in the wrong place at the wrong time, them saying the wrong thing because they know the temperament of their parent. Now, it's easy for us as parents to be angry. It's easy for us as human beings to be angry. It's an emotion that we all have. But as the Bible says, be angry and sin not, which I interpret to mean, even though we may get angry, make sure we don't hurt anyone, make sure we deal with it. It also says, don't let the sun go down on your wrath, which again means ensure that by the end of today, you have sorted out whatever got you angry. So you don't let it fester, you don't sleep on it, and then you feel rough, you feel worse, and it breeds illnesses and all sorts of unnecessary and unwanted effects. So we've got to deal with our anger, and we've got to ensure that we're not having an environment of hostility, of anger, of resentment that our children are growing up in, because that is not an environment that will set them up for success. The first thing I would recommend is that we ask ourselves, what is it that's making us angry? Why are we so angry? A lot of the times we are angry because what we have in our head, our ideal life, does not match our reality. It could be that we had dreamed that we would have a specific person, an ideal person that we'd love, that would be together forever, that we'd grow old together, that together we would pay the bills, we would raise the children, we would go on holiday. And unfortunately, for reasons that may be out of our control, that person's no longer with us and we're parenting by ourselves, and that could bring about unnecessary pressures. That in itself can be hard, because there's the parenting, the finance, and all the other things that goes along with parenting alone. And that could be one of the sources of anger. Another thing could be that we had an ideal career mapped out for ourselves, but life got in the way and we're not fulfilling that career. And as a result, we're angry, we're frustrated with ourselves because our lives is not where we wanted it to be. Also, we could have had a particular area that we dreamed we'd live in and raise our children. A particular area, a house that we'd be growing our children in. But unfortunately, we look out the window and that is not the reality for us. And we are raising our children in an area that we really didn't want them to be raised in. and we're angry with ourselves because within ourselves we feel that we've let ourselves down and we've let our children down, and then we're hostile towards them. It could be that our child is reminding us of our ex or a particular family member that we had issues with in the past, and again we're taking it out on our children. It is of paramount importance that we do ask ourselves, if we sense that we're angry and that we're constantly angry, it's not just an anger, an irritation that happened for that minute and then it's gone, but that we're constantly angry. A particular child walks into the room and we're angry with that child for some unknown reason. We're gritting our teeth as soon as we see that child, as soon as we hear that child talk, we're angry with that child, we're hostile towards that child. Then we know that there is an issue there. There is a problem there, and we need to speak to someone, whether it be a counsellor, a pastor, a trusted friend or relative. That must not go unchecked. That must not go unresolved because it's harmful for the child. We need to acknowledge that we're angry. Maybe ask one of our friends, do you think that I'm an angry person? And if they're not too scared of us, they may just tell you the truth. Speak to our friends. Find out how they see us. How are we reacting with our children? Is it wholesome? Is it negative? Is it destructive? And if so, we need to deal with it. We need to also speak to our children and ask them for forgiveness if we know we've been unkind to them, abusive towards them, if our anger has gotten out of control when in their presence. We need to ask for their forgiveness. We also need to forgive ourselves. Don't be too harsh on ourselves because that isn't helpful. But forgive ourselves and again put steps in place so that we won't go there again or reach that pinnacle of anger and frustration and rage again. And also take action. Take action. If we know it's because we're feeling angry within ourselves because we didn't fulfill that potential that we had within ourselves, then take action. If it's because we want to move, what can we do to move? Put a plan in place. Save. Maybe change jobs, change careers, start to study. I know it's not easy. I'm not saying it as if it's something that can change overnight, but you can put things in place. You are not a victim. You can be victorious in your situation. Do not allow your situation to wreck yourself, to wreck your family life, and to destroy your children. Remember, we're here to set our children up for success. And if we are going through things that are having a negative effect on our children, then we need to deal with it. And there's help out there. It is not over for you. You know, you can still go on to fulfill your dreams. And as you go and fulfill your dreams, your children will see that and they'll be encouraged to fulfill their dreams also. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Set Up for Success. And if you've been touched or if there's anything that resonates with you, please feel free to drop me a comment, to share these videos with your friends, your families, your loved ones, to share your experiences of anger while parenting. Like, subscribe, and share these videos. Thank you for watching, and until next time, see ya!